Welcome back, guys, to Apollo Justice. As in the Mason system, we continue to look around, this time back in the past, as Drew Misham has some more information that we need to jog his memory about. Let's remind him of the forgery he there did doth perform, after all. Your work. Don't try to pretend you've forgotten. Sure, all you did was make a copy. But that copy might have destroyed the life of an innocent man. I'm responsible too, which is why I have to know. And you have to tell me. I knew it would be difficult to escape this. Then let's talk. Right. He has been reminded of the forging. Now to get more information about that point, eh? Well then, ready to tell me about this work you did? It wasn't like anything I had attempted before. I guess it would be a little different from paintings. That is not what I mean. In all my previous work, it sufficed to create a copy. This wasn't a copy? The client gave me two things that day. The first was a sample page as reference. The second, a printed document I can only surmise was written by my client. So you used the real writing as a reference to reproduce what the client wrote? Yes. As I said, it was my first job of that nature. So, who was your client? As I said in court, I do not know. Really? Even for such a suspicious request? If it was me, I'd want to know as much as I could about the requester. I never met them. Not personally, a Cyclock, of course. At least nice and red this time. Seems like you're still hiding something. Something about this work. Well, I think we should be able to break this one. Because the statement he just said before. Not personally. You're hiding something. And us from the present, or more to the point, the viewer, knows what it is. Let's hear it then. What are you hiding from me, Mr. Misham? I'm sorry, but I really don't know. I never met the client. True, when I asked the client's name, there were no Cyclocks in sight. Regardless, you're hiding something. You have to be, otherwise it wouldn't make any sense. Why are you doing this to me? Well, I've made my stand. No backing down now. So what's Misham hiding? Well, he's hiding not the sample, not the client. We know that he's not the forger. I can pretty much piece together what it is from what you've said. What is it then? You told me what you knew about the client. And I couldn't see any psych locks. Psycho locks? Is that some sort of asylum security? Or a new hairstyle, perhaps? But then they did show up, didn't they? Who was your client? As I said in court, I do not know. Really? Even for such a suspicious request? If it was me, I'd want to know as much as I could about the requester. I never met them. Not personally, Not personally? Those words triggered the Cyclock. Really gotta look into, like, the exacting things in this game. Again with the Psycho Locks. Now I really must know what they are. So you didn't meet with the client, but someone else did. Maybe the real forger behind this evidence? Perhaps I'm hung up on this lock business. But I'm afraid you've lost me. Yeah, well, I didn't come here to talk about Cyclocks. As long as I come to the right conclusion, it doesn't matter how I got there. And your conclusion is? The real forger behind this wasn't you, Mr. Misham. Poppycock, balderdash. I don't know what you're talking about. That's my work, I tell you. Made here in my studio. Who else could it have been but me? That's the real question, isn't it? If the forger wasn't you, and I don't have many other people to choose from, the real forger at Drew's studio is... Vera Misham, of course. Take that! The real forger is your daughter, Vera Misham, isn't it? Ridiculous! My daughter's only 12 years old, Mr. Wright. I've always been one for the landscapes, not surrealism. Nice comeback, but you're shaking in your boots. I've got you now. The only two people with access to the studio are you and your daughter. The Cyclocks tell me you're not the forger. which makes your daughter the only possibility. I feel very much on the verge of going psychologue myself. Well, no, actually you've got none of them anymore, so you can't be on the verge of it. You're fine. You're free of the chains that bind your lips, let's put it that way. I don't know how you knew, but you're right. The one who made this page was my daughter Vera, not I. She's only 12, a genius you might call her. A precocious little girl outshining her father. There's been a lot of that going around recently. I let her play in the studio and she watched me. She taught herself in that way. The drafting tools and analytical devices I bought when they became necessary. They're my little girl's playthings now. Ah, do I detect a bit of fatherly pride? So Vera was the one who made this page. Would you know who the client was then? Actually, the client came once. Here, to this studio. What? Why didn't you say so sooner? But their face was covered, and they did not want to talk to me. So they talked to your daughter? I will speak only with the artist, the client told me. And our little girl is the key to our mystery client's true identity. Right then. Well, where is Vera? Okay, what do I do now? Maybe I should talk to her father a bit more. Or is it time to turn my attention to Vera? No, definitely talk to Vera. Mr. Misham, I have a request. Let me guess. You'd like to speak with my daughter. Can I? My daughter has never been one to talk to strangers. She's quite shy, extremely so actually. With only one exception. Which was? Oddly enough, it was that client. I left the studio while they talked. I returned when they had finished, and she was laughing. It was the first time I'd seen anything of the sort. Please, let me speak with her. All right. Uh-oh. This could be tough. Right, how do I open her lips? Vera, was it? Would you like to have a friendly chat? I'm Phoenix Wright, ex-lawyer and pianist. I'm still looking for the keys that say do, re, mi. Can't find them anywhere. I'm no good at this. I need something to get through to this girl. Alright. In times like this before, where someone hasn't wanted to talk, which we've had quite a lot in Apollo Justice, so I guess there's a running theme in some senses. Either they can't talk, they don't want to talk, etc, etc. I was about to say, how did we get her to talk before, but I can't remember. Well, that said, we know what she's interested in, at the very least. Not just forgeries, but true Gramarye. And she kept it because she put it in the thing and she kept it because it's precious to her. So if there's a conversation starter, it would be something precious to her. And then there's this. My stamp. Got ya. Hey, she spoke. She could talk. Yeah, so this stamp. How can I keep it talking? Can I have it? Love the frame. Great magicians, aren't they? Well, if you're going to appeal to someone, you talk about the topic. Or you look like you are kindred, in a sense. Isn't Troop Gramarye amazing? Ah. Yes? Oh. I especially like those two, Zack and Valant. I mean, they're, just so magical. Aren't they? Aren't they? Yeah, whenever I go to one of their shows, I'm like, whoa, magic! You know? Me too, I love them. They're so cool. It's like magic, yeah. Alright, she's talking. Not saying much, but it's a start. I went and saw them with Father the other day. The opening ceremony at the Gramarye Museum of Magic. The Gramarye Museum? They have one of those? I guess it makes sense now that they have their own commemorative stamp. So, have you been to one of their shows? Just once, when I was little, with Father. The Gramarye's on stage. It was like a dream. Disappearing, reappearing, cutting apart, putting back together, they do it all. Yeah. Maybe you can keep telling me stuff like this. You know, about Zack and Valant maybe. Oh, sure. Alright, better get asking before she changes her mind. The obviousness of obvious is.
I don't go outside much. I like to paint in here.
Why don't you like the outside?
There's bad people out there.
Well, true, but there's lots of good people too. Actually, I should tell you. She was almost kidnapped once. Kidnapped? Since then, she's been, well, you can see for yourself. She refuses to leave the house. I see. Wait, but that doesn't make sense. She said she went to the Gramarye museum. With you, in fact. Ah, yes, actually, she was quite insistent on it, much to my surprise. That was the first and last time she expressed such a desire to me.
That person gave me a good luck charm.
A good luck charm?
When I absolutely had to go outside.
Yes, apparently she received something. A gift. From that client, actually. She won't tell me what it was.
Father, I told you to keep that a secret.
From that client, huh? This I have to hear about. Oh, you've made it, like, upsetting music again. Do I have to present the stamp? Keep getting more out of her. So, your father tells me you're good at painting all sorts of things?
I really like painting, a lot. Father is always very happy when I paint them exactly the same.
So, you did this too?
Oh yes, that was my first job.
Your first...
All I used to do was paint the same thing I saw. But this was totally different. Pen slips and the way the writer held the pen and the pressure on the nib. I had to use a microscope and analyze it on the computer.
Whoa, 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 she's well ahead of her time. She seems happy. Odd, who it was the last nail in the Gramarye coffin? I guess no one told her. I guess no one told her indeed.
They're the best in the world!
About the Gramaryes. Oh, you mean Troop Gramarye? Yeah, of course.
Father gave it to me.
Your father? But I asked him about it. You didn't know how you got it.
I guess I just took it, yeah.
Took it?
Father got a letter. From that person.
That person? You mean that letter was from the client?
Oh, we talked about the Gramaryes forever that day. I'm sure that's why I was sent that stamp. I didn't want to just send it back, so I took it.
They're a sneaky one, this client. So they were trying to get on a good side. Alright, the commemorative stamp has now been updated. It's going to say it's been sent from the client, yeah? Sent from the real client, yep. Information gathered. I do wonder if I should present this other... What was it? Perfume holder, wasn't it? Poison holder, more like, if you know what I mean. So you met the person that asked you to do this job, and you talked with them. What's this about a good luck charm you received?
I can't talk about it.
If
I do, it won't work anymore. That's what I was told.
Yeah, but I really, really have to know. Here we go again. Right, time to do some psych unlocking. Hopefully I've got everything I need here. A child usually isn't too hard to psycho-loco. You seem to trust this client. Quite a lot, in fact. Because they gave you the stamp?
No, that's not why. They listened to me. To my problem.
The problem? It keeps her inside all the time?
Don't go outside if you don't want to. That's what they told me. But when I absolutely have to go out, all I had to do was use a good luck charm.
A good luck charm? That your client gave you? I think I know what your client might have given you, actually. Is this your good luck charm? Ah! Not present it outside, but present it inside.
Take that!
This was what they gave you, wasn't it? Nail polish jar. Ah! The same bottle's over there on your desk. Your good luck charm, right? Oh yeah, it was nail polish. What was I saying? Perfume? I don't... Brain? Your good luck charm, right?
I heard once. Cosmetics were once thought to ward off evil. This is a magic bottle. It has the power
of Grayskull. Ah, of course it does. I'll just refrain from commenting any more on that one. I think I know who gave you that bottle, actually. The one who asked you to do this job. Was this the client?
Take that!
Got ya. This man is a friend of mine. Know him? His name is Christoph Gavin. He's a lawyer, actually.
I promised. I promised not to tell.
The most useful bit yet. The 100% link.
I'm sorry. I can't talk about the client. I promised. And if I break my promise, the spell won't work.
I don't need a name anymore. I've got my answer. You're pretty confident in this charm then.
I think they might be the devil.
Huh?
Or maybe an angel.
What do you mean?
I saw it. Or I think I saw it. When they gave me this. I saw the devil's face.
Are you saying the client's face looked like the devil's?
No, the client was gentle. With a gentle smile.
So where'd you see this devil then?
It was so quick. I don't remember well. But that's when I knew. That person wasn't like other people. That's why I believe in my good luck charm.
I'm not sure what this devil she saw was. But it's pretty clear that Christoph Gavin has her charmed. Well, I think that's all. I'll be leaving now. I'm sorry for what happened. If you want to apologize, try my client, Gramarye.
Did I do something bad?
What makes you think that?
Your eyes. They're sad. Very sad.
I'll put on my smile next time I come. Promise. I hope to see you smile then too, Vera.
Oh, okay.
Take care. Thinking back on my first encounter with the young forger, I witnessed something of vital importance that day. Of course, by the time I realized it, it was already too late. I take it we've got another tick on our list? Great. Well, with that in mind, maybe we should try and complete the past completely, if that's a possibility. Because it seems the past yields the present, and Drew's Studio didn't lead us on to anything in the present, so if it's not following or forcing us to go over to the other side, stay on this side for now would be a great idea. Who's in the detention center? That's my real question. 7 years ago, in the visitor's room. What strange sight doth mine eyes behold? Excuse me? Two men on either side of a single transparent pane, and it seems fickle fate has switched sides, so to speak. The forger of fakes walks freely, while the innocent languishes within these plexiglass confines. There's been no proof that I forged anything, nor proof that I took the life of my dear mentor. Yet, these chains cannot hold me for long. The stage awaits. And what, may I ask, awaits you? A little piano in a cold little hole in the wall. But since you are here, what shall we discuss? The shooting of Magnifique Gramarye, for one. Who pulled that trigger? Valant or his partner Zach? His partner vanished before the answer could be found. If I'm gonna get any closer to the truth, this is the place to start. Right then. Let's talk, Valant. I have to hand it to my partner. He knows how to make an exit. That's talent. Yes, he made my attorney's badge disappear and he never even touched it. Glory spotlight always leaves someone weeping in the shadows. Yet his very disappearance is itself a revelation. Revealing what? Zach Gramarye killed Magnifique. It's as good as a signed confession. That's certainly been public opinion's take on it. I grow tired of my cage, and the time of my release is near. I must go and prepare. Planning on jumping back into the magic right away? As long as an audience waits with bated breath, there will be Valant. And also, yes, now that my partner has disappeared, Magnifique's repertoire is mine. And Valant Gramarye has a tradition to uphold. Is that true? Seen in this light, the trial was quite good to me, verdict or no. And you can't pay for that kind of publicity. Right. Well, I guess it worked out for you then? But we know it didn't because you didn't get the repertoire indeed. Not at all. You're about to, but still. That's going to be thwarted too. The suspicion on you hasn't lifted entirely, Valant. After all, you received one of those letters too. You were just as obligated to follow Magnifique's instructions as your partner. So I was, but only Zach Gramarye followed them. Let us not speak any more of who shot what. Now that my partner has vanished, the question is moot. I'm more interested in learning something else, actually. What might that be? I want to know what Magnifi had up his sleeve. How could he coerce you and your partner to kill him? The trick up his sleeve? Ha 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 ha! Perhaps you do not know. Know what? A great magician never reveals his secrets. But he likes to show them to us straight away. 4! I didn't think it would be that easy. The orders must remain forever in the audience, bathing in the reflected glow of the spotlight. Well, unlike a certain evil Cyclock guy, we actually have the chance to challenge this one. Let's give it a shot. And back out if we have not. Like Zack's, we don't have his ones yet, thinking about it. But we were told to leave the area. So we know we weren't going to be able to do that one right then. But the trick up Valant's sleeve. What is it? I'm flying by the seat of my pants on this one. There must be a path leading from the evidence to the truth. And that's what I'm going to find. To ask someone to take a life, even one not long for this world. That's asking someone to commit murder. Yes, our mentor was fond of dramatic moves and dramatic finales. And he got his wish. His life was taken. What weakness could be so powerful as to coerce someone into committing murder? My guess it was a matter of life or death. Care to explain? Your troupe lived in a world of showmanship. The flashier the better. And flashy so often means danger, doesn't it? Let us make this as painless as possible. If you have proof of this danger, then show it. Right. Well, proof of danger. Stage pistol. Fires one real bullet. They used it in their stage show. Didn't it? Does it like curl or bend? Didn't it? Something that makes it miss if it actually fires one proper bullet after all.
Take that!
That's got to be the danger. Why, that's one of ours! Specially designed for your show, I gather. A single bullet, one shot. What are you suggesting? We are magicians, Mr. Wright, not murderers. I'm not crying murder, Mr. Valant. I'm crying something far more tragic. An accident. Zack and Valant's quick draw shoot 'em. How long has it been since those shots were last heard? Was the shoot 'em cancelled because someone might get hurt? Of course. Whatever reason could there be? Well, it could have been cancelled because someone had already been hurt. Fascinating, my Faustian forging friend. But tell me, what can you prove with a single pistol? Well, tell me what would have happened if there had been an accident. What if one of your bullets took a life on stage? The performance of magic is not concerned with what-ifs. It is concerned with precision. Precisely whom do you claim we shot? Looks like I've chosen the right path. Let's just hope he walks it with me. A life was sacrificed so that the show might go on. And this shows who it was. The third member of Troop Gramarye, of course. A word if I may. Yes? Does it excite you to know you stand at a critical moment in your quest? Yeah, it does. Sort of. Then you'd never make it on stage. You're not fit to be a magician. Give it up! What? It wasn't that? I hadn't actually been considering that as a career option. I'm sure you'll find something else to while away the time. By figuring out who that bullet hit. A life was sacrificed so the show might go on. And this shows who it was. Wait, it's not that? Ah, God.
Take that!
Not the bloomin' stamp, even though it shows there were 3 members of Troop Gramarye and one's kind of missing as an unheard one. It should have been that as well, to be honest, if it was this. But that's Gramarye's wife and Trucy's mother. Thalassa, I believe, was her name. Ah! Alakazar! But how can you say this? How can you say she was struck by one of our bullets? Still in denial mode, eh? Thalassa was at the greatest risk of being shot, and this clearly shows just how much danger she was in. Right, this time it's gotta be this. Because it shows her in the middle as part of the performer.
Take that!
Troop Gramarye's performances were very, very popular. So popular they even made a commemorative stamp at the height of your fame. We're not merely the latest craze, we were an age, a golden age. Really, to be honest, the scenes of what's happened in the Mason system really at the start of the case are what gives you the solid clue. It's all here on the stamp. There's Thalassa, yes? Trucy's mother is missing, I hear. What happened to her? I tried to do it in Valant's voice. I don't know! A part of his memory is still locked up. There is one thing you're failing to address. What's that? As you say, our troop was a world unto itself. If our leader Magnifi was so inclined, he could hide anything he wished with ease. But Mr. Wright, then he would have hid a crime, making him an accomplice. Not a great foundation for blackmail. Valant's got a point. If one of the troop members died in an accident and Magnifi covered it up, his innocence would come into question. Found the right address, Mr. Wright? I'm so close, there has to be something about how Thalassa's death could affect Zack and Valant's relationship with Magnifi. I see in your eyes you still have something to say. How can you possibly prove more than you already have? I'll prove why Thalassa's accident tied your hands so completely. With evidence or with a person? Given the choice, you go for the second one. Just in this case, we've done everything else with evidence after all. It's going to take a little knowledge of the players to crack this one. The accidental death of Zack's wife tied both your hands. And this information proves why Magnifi held so much power over you. Because... Trucy's mother and the daughter of Magnifi Gramarye.
Take that!
Biological links. A reason to hold a grudge. It wasn't a question of who shot Thalassa. Thalassa herself was the problem. What do you mean? She was Zack Gramarye's wife, Trucy's mother, and Magnifi Gramarye's only daughter. There was a terrible accident, and the two of you killed your mentor's only daughter. If that wasn't the key to Magnifi's power of you, I don't know what was. It was an accident! Who was the one that shot her then? I'll take my health back as well, thank you. Right, Blackmail. What about it? There's no proof. None at all. But Thalassa went missing. And your mentor blackmailed both of his disciples. It doesn't take a genius to put one and one together. Ours was a complex family. You mean Troop Gramarye? The master, Magnifi Gramarye, his only daughter, and his two disciples. That does sound like a recipe for disaster, doesn't it? Do not be tempted into faulty flights of fancy. Yes, there was an accident. But that is all it was. An accident. Zack and Valant's tour de force. The guns blaze, the bullets fly, straight toward that beautiful body on stage, and then crash, sing, pow into everything but her. Now that is magic. It happened one day when we were practicing. Same trick, with a new twist. And tragedy. But as for whose bullets stole Thalassa's life, we shall never know the answer. Thalassa disappeared from our lives, and Zackva was bereft of his wife. Trucy lost her mother, and Magnifi his daughter. And that led to blackmail, I take it? Haha, wrong person again. It is all part and parcel of the darkness that comes when the curtain falls. It is indeed. What darkness? Why did Magnifi Gramarye try to cover up the accident? Because these guys are his disciples, his students. They're the ones really leading the charge. It was his own daughter who died. All I can say is, it was a critical time for Troop Gramarye. A passing of the torch from Magnifi to Zack and Valant. We all sacrificed so that it might be a success. Thalassa's death was the greatest sacrifice of all. Yet, even when her life was extinguished, her presence was not. What do you mean? In time, we, myself and Zack, found we could no longer oppose Magnifi's wishes. Magnifi forced us to perform his art for his benefit. I see. I guess I can understand. I mean, he did lose his only daughter. But do you not find cowardice in his actions? Huh? To decide to hide the truth of your own daughter's death is one thing, but then to hang that death as a guillotine above our heads? Things were dark behind the scenes in Troop Gramarye, that's for sure. Does Trucy know? She was not told, naturally. Who would want to know that their father might have taken their mother's life? True. I had not thought of that accident for a very long time. I'm sorry to dredge up old memories, but this has helped a lot. Not to find Magnifi's slayer, I should think. True. After that accident, there was one who came sniffing, quite persistently. A reporter? He called himself a newsman at the time. Often I spied him lurking about the dressing room, doing his research. Would you happen to remember his name? What was his name? Sorry, I've forgotten. But in the course of his interviewing, he became quite close to my partner, Zack. I liked him not. I see. His name? I do not recall, but his scent. The cloying aroma of mint. Yes, whenever he smiled, which was far too often. I see. Thanks for your help. It does no good to interfere with the past, Mr. Wright. You will not uncover answers, only wounds. I'm sorry. I began to notice a dark curtain hanging over Troop Gramarye, and I began to realize what I had to do. I had to protect Trucy from that darkness. The reporter he mentioned, the newsman. I never learned who that was at the time. Though I've got a pretty good idea who it is now. A smile and the sickly sweet smell of mint. The last floss fin thread connecting Zack Gramarye to this world. Sooner or later, I'd have to track him down. Is that another tick? We have completed the past! And now the game moves us forcibly onto the present once more. Drew's Studio, our marker, as well as the Sunshine Coliseum. What could be where? To be honest, the Sunshine Coliseum would be Valant once again. But to be honest, Valant told us to go and find this newsman of sorts. If Vera is in hospital and Drew is dead, then who's at Drew's Studio? Let's go find out. Next episode. Bye-bye.